You walk into a bank today expecting a simple answer. You ask for a $30,000 personal loan. The banker looks at your application, checks one number, and suddenly the entire conversation changes. Not because of your income, not because of your job title, because of three digits that decide whether the bank sees you as an opportunity or a risk. Your credit score. The same person can walk into the same bank and get completely different treatment depending on whether that number says 420 or 820. A low score doesn't just cost you money. It changes the way companies see you. It changes the interest rates you receive. It changes whether your dream home feels affordable or impossible. Banks are not judging your wealth. They are judging your history. They are asking one question: can we trust you with money? Your credit score is not a measure of how rich you are. It's a prediction of how you behave when someone gives you money. Today, you are about to see what happens at every level of the credit score ladder. From 300, where banks see danger, to 850, where banks compete for your attention. Because the higher your score climbs, the more the financial world starts working for you. Level 1. Credit score 300 to 499. The invisible customer. Your credit score is 350. You walk into a dealership looking at a $28,000 car. The salesperson smiles. You fill out the paperwork. Then the lender responds. The interest rate appears. 18%, maybe even higher. The same car that someone else pays $450 per month for suddenly costs you $700. You haven't changed. The car hasn't changed. The only thing that changed is the number attached to your name. At this level, banks don't see you as a customer. They see you as a risk. Maybe you've missed payments. Maybe your credit cards are maxed out. Maybe your accounts have gone to collections. Every mistake leaves a footprint, and lenders can see those footprints. Meanwhile, someone else with a 780 score walks into the same dealership and gets a completely different experience. Lower interest, better terms, more choices. The person with the higher score isn't necessarily richer. They simply prove they can handle borrowed money. Here is the mistake many people make at this stage. They think the answer is to borrow more money. They buy the expensive car. They open 5 credit cards. They chase quick fixes. But debt doesn't repair bad credit. Good behavior does. A person named Mike receives a $5,000 tax refund. Instead of paying down his credit card balance, he buys a new gaming setup, upgrades his phone, and spends the money within 2 weeks. 6 months later, his score is still damaged. Because money doesn't change habits. Habits change money. Your credit score is built by small decisions repeated when nobody is watching. The first level isn't about becoming rich. It's about becoming trustworthy. Level 2. Credit score 500 to 579. The expensive recovery. Your score reaches 550. Things start improving. But the financial world still keeps one hand on the door. You apply for a credit card. You get approved. But the limit is only $500. The bank isn't saying no anymore. But it's not saying yes either. You are in the rebuilding zone. At this stage, many people get frustrated. They think, I paid my bills for 3 months. Why isn't my score 800? Because credit doesn't work like a video game. You don't level up overnight. Your score is a record of trust built over time. The biggest factors are simple: paying on time, keeping balances low, and not constantly applying for new credit. Imagine 2 people. Sarah has a 550 score. She gets a secured credit card with a $500 limit. Every month, she spends just $50 on gas and pays the balance off completely. It doesn't look impressive, but every on-time payment quietly builds trust. Her friend Jake gets a credit card with a $2,000 limit. The moment it arrives, he starts spending. He quickly spends $1,800 on clothes, restaurants, and a vacation. Jake thinks he's building credit. But what he's really telling banks is, I might depend on borrowed money. Sarah is quietly sending a different message. I control my money. After 1 year, the difference becomes obvious. Their habits create 2 completely different financial futures. Credit grows slowly because trust is earned slowly. At this level, you are not chasing rewards. You are rebuilding your reputation. Level 3. Credit score 580 to 669. The average borrower. Your score reaches 620. Banks begin opening more doors. You qualify for more credit cards and some loans, but you're still paying the average person tax. Higher interest, higher insurance costs, less negotiating power. These hidden costs quietly drain your money every single month. Millions of Americans live at this level. They have decent jobs, they pay their bills, but they never optimize their financial life. The problem isn't always your income. Sometimes, it's the financial system you're following. Two people each earn $70,000 a year. One has a 620 credit score. The other has a 780. Over the years, the person with the lower score pays thousands more in interest for the exact same loans. The average person asks, "How much can I afford every month?" But financially smart people ask a different question. How much will this decision actually cost me over time? A $400 monthly car payment sounds affordable, but after years of interest, the real cost becomes much bigger. Monthly payments can hide the true price of your decisions. Your credit score is improving, but the biggest rewards are still ahead. Level 4. Credit score 670 to 739. The trusted customer. You've crossed an important line. Banks no longer see you as a problem. They start seeing you as profitable. Suddenly, better opportunities begin appearing without you even asking. You receive lower interest rates, higher credit limits, and maybe even your first premium credit card invitation. This surprises many people. Banks actually love responsible borrowers because they make steady profits with very little risk. You've become the type of customer they want. But this is exactly where a dangerous trap appears. A higher score creates confidence, but confidence can quietly turn into overconfidence. Meet David. His credit score reaches 720. He gets approved for a $50,000 auto loan. He thinks, "I finally made it." So he buys the luxury SUV without thinking about what comes next. The monthly payment fits his budget, but every month, less money goes into savings and more goes toward the car. His credit score is high, but his financial freedom is getting smaller. A great credit score alone doesn't guarantee wealth. A good credit score can help you build wealth, or help you finance things you don't need. The choice is always yours. A high credit score gives you power. Your decisions determine whether that power builds your future, or traps you in bigger payments. The goal isn't to borrow more. The goal is to borrow smarter. Level 5. Credit score 740 to 799. The financially respected customer. Now, the relationship completely changes. You're no longer asking banks for approval. Banks are competing for your business. Mortgage lenders compete. Credit card companies send premium offers. For the first time, you truly have options. A person with a 760 credit score buying a $400,000 home could save tens of thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. The difference isn't luck. It isn't magic. It's trust, built one payment at a time. You've built a financial reputation, and now it's opening doors that once stayed closed. But the people who stay wealthy understand one important truth. Credit is a tool. It is never your identity. They don't buy expensive things just to look successful. They use financial tools to create more choices and more freedom. They invest. They contribute to their 401k. They build emergency savings. They buy assets instead of chasing status. While one person uses credit to finance a bigger lifestyle, another uses credit to build a bigger future. Level 6. Credit score 800 to 850. The bank wants you. This is where most people dream of being. You apply for a mortgage. The lender doesn't ask, "Can you prove yourself?" They ask, "How can we earn your business?" You receive some of the best rates available. Premium offers arrive regularly. You finally have real negotiating power. But here's the surprising truth. People with an 850 score don't spend every day chasing the perfect number. They build systems, automatic payments, low credit utilization, long credit history, smart investing. Their habits create the score, not the other way around. They understand that the credit score isn't the goal. The lifestyle behind that score is the real success. Someone with an 850 score but no savings isn't truly secure. But someone with an 800 score, investments, and discipline is building real wealth. Now remember the person from the beginning. You walk into the bank and ask for a $30,000 loan. Three numbers decide the conversation, but those numbers were created by every financial decision you made. Your credit score is your financial reputation written in numbers, but your current number is not your final number. Every month gives you another chance to rewrite your story, because banks may judge your past, but your future is still being built.